it's not talent or it's just luck. So bit unlucky this one.
Lando Norris's bombshell statement after the Brazilian GP shocked the Formula One paddock. The McLaren driver, who started from pole position and finished only in 6th place, tried to downplay Max Verstappen's incredible victory, who came from 17th to win the race in extremely challenging conditions. But was it really luck? Even world champions praised the Red Bull driver's performance at Interlagos. Let's analyze whether Norris has a point, or if his statement reveals more about his own limitations than Verstappen's talent. Norris's statement after the Brazilian GP sparked a wave of criticism in the F1 world. If he had started from the front, he probably would have lapped us, Norris himself admitted about Verstappen, but minutes later he changed his tone completely. You can keep the lucky part, that's what it was. They benefited from a rule no one agrees with. It wasn't talent, just luck. This drastic shift in discourse raised questions about the British driver's maturity in dealing with defeat. Jos Verstappen, Max's father, didn't hold back. I think the whole world saw who's the best today. And I also believe he was very motivated after all the negative journalists from England and negative drivers. What makes this statement even more surprising is that it came after one of the greatest displays of driving F1 has seen in rainy conditions. A performance that even his fiercest rivals bowed to. Let's analyze the facts. Verstappen didn't just get lucky. He delivered a masterclass in driving under conditions that forced very experienced drivers to abandon the race. Right on the first lap, the Dutchman gained 6 positions with precise and calculated overtakes. His braking technique at turn 1 was simply sublime, allowing him to make moves others couldn't, even with near-zero visibility due to the rain. Lewis Hamilton, a 7-time world champion known for his performances in the rain, made a point of congratulating Verstappen on social media, saying, "Incredible driving, congrats." Fernando Alonso, another 2-time world champion, also praised him. "Fantastic driving, congrats." Red Bull's team boss Christian Horner went even further. In both rain and dry conditions, he's the best in the world right now. One of his best drives. And it was no exaggeration. While other drivers struggled to keep their cars on the track, Verstappen seemed to be racing under entirely different conditions. His tire management, trackline choices on a wet surface, and calmness during multiple race stoppages showed why he's regarded as one of the greatest talents F1 has ever seen. While Norris tries to attribute Verstappen's victory to luck, it's worth analyzing his own mistakes throughout the season. The Brazilian GP exposed a worrying pattern. Once again, Norris lost the lead at the first corner after starting from pole. This is the 5th time this season, an alarming number for someone aspiring to the world title. The critical moment came after the race restart, when Norris made a crucial mistake at turn 1, losing 3 positions. A mistake he admitted himself. "I made some mistakes. They cost me positions against George and Charles. It was a tough day." This kind of inconsistency has been a hallmark of his season. Moments of brilliance in qualifying followed by costly mistakes in races. The contrast with Verstappen couldn't be starker. While the Dutchman turned an almost impossible situation into victory, Norris squandered another golden opportunity. And speaking of McLaren's car, we reach a crucial point in this discussion. Since the Miami GP, the British team has unveiled what many consider the most competitive package on the grid. The updates transformed the MCL38 into a car capable of fighting for wins on almost every track. Norris himself admitted that the car had much more potential in Brazil. The pace was good, similar to George's, but Red Bull was on another level. This admission raises an interesting question. If the car is so competitive, why can't Norris maximize its potential as consistently as Verstappen? Many experts, including former drivers and engineers, suggest that drivers like Verstappen or Hamilton could have secured far more victories with the same car. Peter Windsor, a renowned F1 journalist, even said he was shocked by some of Norris's decisions during the race, especially his insistence on pitting when the team advised otherwise. The numbers are relentless and tell a clear story. After the Brazilian GP, Verstappen leads the championship by 62 points over Norris. In a season where McLaren often had the fastest car, this gap is significant. It's not just about raw speed. The difference lies in consistency, resilience, and maturity under pressure. While Verstappen turns adversity into opportunity, as seen at Interlagos, Norris seems to falter at the most crucial moments. The way he handled defeat in Brazil, trying to downplay his rival's achievement rather than acknowledging his own flaws, shows that he still has a considerable way to go in terms of psychological maturity. Even other drivers on the grid, like Fernando Alonso, who rarely dishes out compliments, called Verstappen's performance fantastic. The two-time world champion knows what he's talking about. He's pulled off impressive comebacks himself, but recognized that what we saw in Brazil was something special. Speaking of numbers, the championship situation after the Brazilian GP is practically irreversible for Norris. With only 3 races remaining, including the Las Vegas GP, Verstappen leads with 393 points against Norris's 331, a 62-point lead. To put it in perspective, only 86 points are left in play until the end of the season, and Verstappen needs just a 60-point lead after Las Vegas to mathematically secure his 4th consecutive world title. In other words, even if Norris wins all the remaining races, including the sprints, Verstappen can afford to manage his lead by finishing in 4th or 5th place. Considering the performance we saw at Interlagos, where he turned a start from 17th into a victory, it seems unlikely that the Dutchman will let this title slip away. As Helmut Marko said after the race, "The world title is within reach. It's about his incredible car control, especially in the rain. That instinct drives him to push the limit much more than anyone else." The 2024 Brazilian GP will be remembered not only for Verstappen's incredible victory, but also as a revealing moment about the mindset of the 2 main protagonists of this season. While one showed why he's considered one of the greatest talents in F1 history, turning a challenging situation into triumph, the other showed that he still needs to mature to genuinely contend for a world title. Norris's statement about luck sounds more like an attempt to protect his own ego than a fair analysis of the race. After all, as they say in sports, luck usually favors the most prepared, and no one showed more preparation at Interlagos than Max Verstappen. Amidst the rain, crashes, and red flags, the Dutchman proved why he's the current 3-time world champion. Not by luck, but by sheer talent and determination. If this race taught us anything, it's that the difference between being a fast driver and a true champion goes far beyond raw speed. It's about the ability to overcome adversity, keep a cool head in the toughest moments, and, above all, recognize greatness when it's right in front of you. Leave your comment on who you think is right in this story. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more F1 analyses. See you in the next video.